The new face of the Biafra campaign is Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra movement. Dozens gather to meet him. The mood is defiant and uncompromising. Kanu says campaigners want a peaceful separation and they shouldn't be taken for granted.
Everything that any man can do to be free, we are going to do in order for us to be free. It doesn't matter what the price is. Our fathers fought, stopped. The reason why they fought is still there.
The triggers for the war in Biafra were Nigeria's first military coup in 1966 and the persecution of the Igbo people the following year. 100,000 people died in fighting, but it suggested up to 1 million others, many of them children, died of starvation. Relief supplies were left to rot in ports in Nigeria as no agreement could be reached to get food to the Biafran people. The conflict ended in 1970 when there was a formal surrender to Nigeria's General Yakubu Gowon. Colonel Emmanuel NWOBOSI was one of the 5 commanders of the coup and says the conditions that led to the war still exist.
Most of our people will advise caution. Let's watch this thing. The more you watch it, the more you get disillusioned.
This is where Odumegwu Ojukwu is buried, the man who led the initial struggle for Biafra in 1967. At the heart of the agitation then and now is a question of power for the Igbo tribe of southeast Nigeria. They would like, for the first time in 50 years, to produce the next president. But the southeast region of Nigeria has only 5 out of 36 states in Nigeria, in a country where regions tend to vote en bloc. And relations between them and their traditional political ally, the North, has been strained because of recent struggles for power. Some Igbo voices fault the current movement for independence.
Many of these so-called Igbo leaders looted, and are doing everything to divert attention from their loot to agitations for Biafra.
Some call for a change in Nigeria's constitution to cool tensions.
So restructure Nigeria, move the country back to true federalism, physical federalism, minimum 50% resource control.
For Nnamdi Kanu and his supporters, only independence is good enough. And it's not clear if the government will commit to allowing Biafrans to fulfill their dream one day. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Southeast Nigeria.